Ladies and gentlemen, live on BT Sport, let's first welcome to the ring the challenger fighting tonight out of the red corner, Lennox Clark.
And here comes Lennox Clark, the 28-year-old from Halesowen, here in the West Midlands. To the strains of Conroy Smith, dangerous, he is. And he thinks that he'll just be a little bit too much for Lerone Richards. Technically, yes, Richards has talent. Clark says he's not proved his toughness. He's had no hard fights. I have, and that's why I'll win.
And now let's welcome to the ring the defending champion fighting tonight out of the blue corner, Lerone Sniper the Boss Richards.
They said you wouldn't make it so far, and ever since they said it's been hard, but never mind the night you had to do that, 'cause you could never let it go inside. You worked real hard, you know exactly what you want and need, so believe, and you can never give up. You can reach your goals.
Lerone Richards won the vacant Commonwealth title with a victory over the talented Tommy Langford. His own trainer says he's talented but lazy, but at his best, he can look very good. Clark says that he's got no power. Well, I think Tommy Langford might argue on that one. And Lerone Richards here, only in his 13th professional fight, but he is a very sweet technician indeed when he gets into his rhythm.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 12 rounds, and it will be for the Commonwealth and vacant British Super Middleweight Championships. Brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions, along with their great sponsors, 32 Red and Foot Asylum. It is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, steward in charge Martin Flory, along with the Commonwealth Boxing Council, supervisor tonight, Debbie Down. Our 3 judges, all from England, scoring on a 10-point must system will be Marcus McDonald, Steve Gray, and Terry O'Connor. Our referee in charge, third man in the ring, will be Howard Foster of England. Introducing to you first the challenger fighting tonight out of the red corner. He's wearing black with gold and weighed in at 11 stone, 13 pounds. Coming to us from Halesowen, West Midlands, he brings an undefeated record with 19 wins. 1 draw, 7 wins come by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lennox Clark. His opponent across the ring, he is the defending champion, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He's wearing black and yellow and weighed in the same as his opponent, 11 stone, 13 pounds. Hailing from New Malden, London, he is undefeated with 12 wins. 3 come by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the reigning and defending Commonwealth Super Middleweight Champion, Lerone Sniper the Boss Richards.
Once you go from the dressing room, we both know I ain't expert, keep it clean, reach straight away when told. Or if you want to edge in close, good luck to you both, touch gloves.
Well, that was an old-fashioned stare down, wasn't it? My goodness. Lerone Richards almost with a smile on his face. Lennox Clark, for a car salesman, works in his dad's business. He's quite an intimidating looking fella. If he made an offer for your car, I think you'd think twice about rejecting it.
Oh, nice right hook there from Richards.
Southpaw, very agile Richards. Great reflexes.
Well, it's the right idea there. It's good left hand there from Richards. The right idea there from Clark to target that body with the right hand, but his legs are a little bit too wide, so he's overreaching a little bit with it and then falling short. See it there again.
Lennox Clark says that he'll make Lerone Richards work. His sparring for this has included sessions with Billy Joe Saunders and Callum Smith.
Oh, wow.
Lerone Richards, by the way, claims that he schooled Chris Eubank Jr. in sparring. You always get these stories coming out of gyms, don't you?
Yeah, you do. And you know, I'm quite sure. No, and also, no, he might be telling the truth, but there's different perspectives, isn't there? That's how he feels. Oh, it's good work. Eubank Jr. might have a different story, of course.
He's already showing that he's a difficult man to tie down. As you pointed out already, a lot of Clark's work falling short. Richards with the height advantage, taller man, with a big 71-inch reach as well.
He's really getting a little bit closer with that front foot now, Clark. That's better for him. See, he was close enough to her right hand there. Richards just seen it to move out the way, but that's the right idea for Clark.
He's struggling a bit with his footwork, isn't he? Trying to get close to Clark, and he's treading on his foot, you saw there.
Well, with a southpaw and orthodox fighter, you'll get that quite often at times.
A sweet right hand from Richards.
Yeah, and the double jab.
Clearly having the better of this opening round, despite the big support that Clark's getting from the local crowd.
Good left hand there as well from Richards. That's what he needs to do, Richards, all the time. Just flick that jab out. Even if it's not a hard jab, it's an irritant. Nice little right hand up close there from Clark.
About the first one he's landed.
Yeah, but he's making the effort. He's trying to do it. He's trying to adjust with his feet, get a little bit closer. Just think because his legs are too wide, that back leg's not dragging forward a little bit. Needs to drag forward a bit more when he steps forward.
It's 12-rounder, first round over, and one in the bag to Lerone Richards. Alan Smith is the man in the corner with Lerone Richards. This our final fight of the night, and what's been an excellent show here in Birmingham. Lerone Richards boxing well from range out of that southpaw stance, and Lennox Clark, well, punching thin air a lot of the time, trying to narrow the gap but not having much success in the first 3 minutes. Can he do any better now?
He's trying to quicken his movements there, isn't he, Clark? A little more fidgety with the stuff. Maybe just trying to make it harder for Richards to read him coming forward.
Errol Johnson, Lennox Clark's trainer, says that in his opinion, Richards has got no power and he won't be able to keep him off.
Oh, so nice left uppercut there from Richards. But he's accurate, isn't he, with his work? And I think they do lack a bit of purchase, his punches, but they might just be enough weight in them just to stop you from marching through him at this level. Oh, good shot. And a lot of it's because he doesn't set his feet and he's already looking to move. almost before he's thrown the punch.
Extraordinary shorts that Lerone Richards is wearing.
Well, he stings like a bee, I think, is the
Well, I guess
thing,
that's the idea, yeah. Sniper the Boss he's got on his waistband. Used to be somebody else who used to sting like a bee. Did a bit of floating as well. Better from Clark. Last getting into range and able to land a right hand. Oh, good shot.
Yeah, it's a lovely long left hand, isn't it? And then he makes the movement, then Richards, just to get out, just so nothing can come back.
Very good balance.
Like, he puts himself in places you shouldn't be, really, Richards. He puts himself against the ropes, but he always finds a way out, to his credit.
Well, he's not afraid of fighting in reverse, is he? I know Alan Smith, his trainer, is a huge admirer of his talent. Bradley Skeet, for so long the star performer of that particular gym. He's here at ringside watching tonight.
Lovely there from Richards again. Right hook, straight left hand on the pipe. There's a few feints, I think, here now, Clark. He's marching forward. He's trying to close the gap because he's coming in straight lines, making it a little bit easier for Richards to read what he's looking to do. With a little bit of a feint, it just might relax you a little bit more.
Well, he's taken the first round, Richards, and by our reckoning, the second as well. Richards in that second round.
Yeah, let's look at the timing's great, isn't it? There, he lets Clark throw the jab first because he knows the distance is really good. He knows he's going to fall short, and he knows he has that longer reach there, just to turn from the core and punch right through the target.
And then the footwork to get away as well.
And that's why I think he lacks a bit of power, because he's always thinking about the exit route, sometimes maybe too far ahead.
Well, he's made a very smart start to this fight, and Lennox Clark has got problems.
It's a nice uppercut there from Richards. We just think if Clark brings that back foot a little bit closer, and maybe so he doesn't have to reach and have too much of a wider stance, which means he can adjust his feet quick enough and feint a little bit, makes a bit more rhythm in his work, then that might produce a bit more faster reactions.
Lennox Clark's best win probably a couple of years ago when he beat the tough Leicester man, Jermaine Smile.
Yeah, and that's where he probably drew his confidence. Oh, good.
Lovely uppercut in there.
That's where he's drawn his confidence on, knowing that, a tough, hard fight and a hard fighter like Smile, then he knows that he can dig in. Good shot.
He'll believe, and he'll, in his mind, think that he can ultimately walk through Richards.
Well, maybe he can, but he hasn't been allowed to show that yet, because Richards is just spinning around the target. But he did catch Richards. It wasn't on the chin, it was on the chest, I think, but a meaty right hand.
Howard Foster was moved to give him a bit of a talking to about his illegal charges forward.
Richards mustn't forget that jab.
You're only really flicked into overdrive when Langford started to really put it on him or tried to in the latter stages of that fight, when he won the Commonwealth title, and then he really did give us a glimpse of what he's capable of producing.
Nice little right hand there from Clark to the chest of Richards. This is where he wants him. A good left hook as well, and a body shot.
It's better from Clark, needs more of it.
Shouldn't have stepped away though there, Clark. Should have took a step to the side and stayed close. It's good work again.
Little taunting smile on the face of Richards as his neat footwork made Clark swing a big right hand through thin air, but that found the target. He's trying to bully Richards around. Referee won't have it.
And he has closed the gap, hasn't he, in the second half of this round here, Clark? Oh, some lovely right hook there from Lerone Richards.
Quick hands, close around, but maybe still Richards. Lerone Richards on his card, taking the first 3 rounds against Lennox Clark, but signs that the Halesowen man Clark was starting to get closer in that third.
Yeah, the second half of that round, he really put pressure on Clark and had on Richards, sorry, and had some success, didn't he? I think that's the tactic. If he can get closer again in this round and make it for earlier on in the round to keep the pressure on, then he'll start clawing it back.
21st professional fight, Lennox, but he was late to the game. If boxing is indeed a game, business, I suppose I should say. He had 7 white collar fights and didn't really come into the sport until he was about 19, 20 years old. And impressed Errol Johnson with those white collar fights where he routinely flattened the 7 blokes who were in front of him.
Good body shot there from Clark with the right hand. And good head movement, that's better from him, much better.
Referee allowing them to fight out of the clinch. Well, this pressure that Clark's been able to put on, it appears to have gained a bit of respect from Richards.
Yeah, and he's starting to gain a little bit of momentum as well, which Richards needs to nip in the bud if he can. He's not catching Richards on the chin, but they're scoring shots because they're on the scoring target, the chest. It's a good shot though from Richards. And a lovely hook as well there from Lerone Richards off the ropes.
Well, he's under pressure now, so maybe it will bring something special out of him.
That's nice from Richards, nice 1-2 down the line. A good finish of the round, hasn't he, Richards?
Yeah, well, Clark put it on him in the early stages, didn't he? But it's kind of dragged a little bit extra out of Richards, who has this tendency to just do enough. And he's taken the first 3 rounds, and it might be that the way he's turned this around in the latter stages of this 4th might be that he's bringing another one here.
Oh, nice little body movement there from Clark to finish the round.
So much experience in that corner. Alan Smith and Jimmy Tibbs, who's been around the boxing game since Adam was a boy.
I would just be in the corner giggling to myself going, Jimmy Tibbs is in my corner.
Bit of a boxing legend.
He really is.
How did you score that last fight, that last round?
I just gave it to Clark. I think just they got the work ethic for the full 3 minutes. I think Richards scored with maybe the standout shots in the last half of the round, but I just edged Clark, but a tight one. That's good there from Richards. Oh, lovely shot. Lovely left hand.
Just produced some quality combinations, doesn't he?
Like he fights so well off the ropes, Richards, and he's very effective at doing it as well. He can get out of trouble quite quick with a nifty footwork. But I don't think he needs to half the time. It's a lovely shot again. Well, real good shot selection there with that right uppercut. But if he uses the jab more, he can do all this work in the centre of the ring.
Interesting to know if he's that. Must remember to ask him at some point whether he's naturally right-handed or left-handed. I know he fights out of southpaw stance, but in the power that he throws from both sides, he almost looks ambidextrous, doesn't he?
Yeah. Nice little right hand there from Clark. He's a bit more intensity, I think, now. This last half of the round here from Clark. And Richards got a little bit of flow and rhythm to his work. Nice again there from Richards.
You heard him in the corner, Alan Smith and Jimmy Tibbs telling him to keep his shape. And he's boxed beautifully in this round.
Lovely footwork off the ropes again there.
For all the effort that Clark's putting in there, he's just not able to find a clean scoring shot. Again, falling short of the target.
And it's a real good shot there from Richards.
Great left hand.
And that's how Clark's so intent, and he's doing the right thing, and he's so intent about charging forward. He knows he has to close the gap, but then also he's walking onto a few shots in this round.
Dominant round, though, this for Lerone Richards. Well, Clark kept producing the effort, but a little bit of showboating as Richards goes back to the corner. A happy man.
So you don't need to do that, right? You need to win 180 seconds in a round, not 120. You understand what I mean, didn't you? Yeah? When they had a little bit of spite in the first 2 minutes, and it fell apart. But the last minute is what they remember.
Good work.
That's great as well.
Again and again, boxed beautifully in that round, I thought, Barry.
That's good. That is just a jab to the body, and then the right hand over the left hand over the top there. So great little combination.
He knew he'd produce something a bit special.
He picks his punches really well, actually. His accuracy's really good.
And when the end came, well, you didn't see the fancy footwork there, but he was a happy boy.
Round 6.
4 rounds to 1. You've got it, Barry?
Yeah, I think that's a fair. It's not a fair reflection on the effort of Clark, but I think it's on punches scored. I think it's fair enough. This is where he wants to be. They use that. You said he got that strength, that man strength. Gotta make it tell now. Good body shot there off the ropes. Just tying Clark up, isn't he? Not allowing him to work.
Clark must be getting frustrated. I mean, for all the effort,
Yeah, he's not
he
getting
just
the
hasn't
rewards.
got any real tangible reward for it.
But he's sticking to his task, to his credit. And to be fair, he has adjusted his feet as the fight's gone on. He's got a little bit closer with that front foot.
Oh, good shot.
Nice.
whipped in that left hand, Richards.
He needed that there because Clark was just setting him up there for the right hand over the top.
Coming up towards the halfway stage of the fight, Lennox Clark's going to have to really be strong down the straight.
He must have always felt that, you know, he's not going to have, you know, he's going to get outboxed big moment in big parts of the fight against the guys obviously, you know, fleet of foot and faster hands. And I imagine the tactics were to make their own work hard. And I'm not sure whether he's been able to do that effectively enough at this point.
Beautiful boxing defensively from Lerone Richards, and for all the effort, Lennox Clark not really doing enough.
No, he's trying his best to, but he's not, he's not just can't stop Richards from the move of Richards.
He says he's feeding the pace. Doesn't like it. He'll get the run. Just got to keep the head moving and block for the odd pot shots. Got me? Never let him get free on the trot. Got me? Only once. But you won the round. The pressing was good. Keep the head moving. I want to see these up when you're inside. And then a little left hook. You've got to give me left hooks. Got me? Deep breaths. Come on. Little presses, little phases. Move the head. Got me? Work the jab. Keep working the jab up and down.
Errol Johnson, I think, trying to keep him believing. That's the way Barry's got it. 5 rounds to 1. Halfway stage, Richards well in front. Can't agree with Big Errol's scoring of that one. I don't see how he could have won that last round.
No, not for me.
For all the pressure. Talked earlier on about what Carl Greaves does for small hall boxing. Likewise, Errol Johnson works tirelessly, doesn't he?
Oh, he does, yeah. The Midlands, he really tries to put it about. There's plenty of shows, and yeah, keeps the game alive up here. That's nice work.
Better.
He didn't let his hands go there, Clark. He got the feet in the right position to throw. Good shot.
Well, the plan was that Richards would be slowed in the second half and that it would become Clark's fight the further it went. That's what they hope, and that he doesn't like the pressure being applied.
He's having a good moment of success here, Clark. Good work inside. Good body shot.
Lerone's best little spell of the fight for quite a while. Lerone Clark, that is. Beg your pardon, Lennox Clark.
That's nice work there from Richards.
Long night.
Oh, good body shot, then a lovely response there from Richards. No, Clark's had such a good round for me up to this point. Now he's got to keep the pressure on and not let Richards steal it with some flashy work.
Sometimes last minute is what judges remember, and Richards is trying to steal this one.
Good body work again there from Clark. Shot.
It's his best round, this one, Barry. Good round. Lennox Clark boxing well, and he gives Richards a bit of a stare as he goes back. No showboating from Richards this time.
It's too close. Giving him the win all in that minutes, then you give him the last 10 seconds.
Errol Johnson saying he doesn't like it.
Well, I think he was really effective up close for the first time there, Clark. When he did get close from distance here, it's always going to be a Richards fight. You use that jab, they can hit you with that long left hand. When you get in close there, he was very effective in close with those uppercuts and those hooks. But from this distance here, Richards is always going to boss it.
Left, win these five.
Well, we reckon Clark certainly won that last round. Can he narrow the gap? Clark's corner calling out, there's nothing in those punches, there's nothing in them. Walk through, good shot. And he felt the weight of that.
And again, the left hook to the body there, Clark.
Clark is certainly putting it on him now.
That was like the third straight right hand to the body on the trot there from Clark, and the last one, the best of the lot.
Well, this is the fight he wanted. He wants Lerone Richards in front of him, flat-footed.
I still think it's getting close, a feint and then a dart and attack here from Clark. Really closes the gap quick. That's good from Richards.
Up onto his toes, Richards now, trying to use his mobility.
Oh, nice work there from Richards.
Doubling up beautifully on the jab.
Hasn't taken a backward step, has he, Clark?
No, he is. I mean, he's a tough man, isn't he? Really is.
Oh, it's nice work. That's good from Clark there. Richards trying to tie him up, but he wouldn't allow it. And again, Clark being able to get inside quite easy there.
The further it's going, the more Clark is dragging Richards into his sort of fight, although clip there. Oh, it's good. Well, close round. Richards doing enough?
Yes, for me, I think.
Want another round? It's round 9 coming up. 4 left. Do the same.
The round maybe just stole off Clark.
Well, that's how Barry's got it. By 4 rounds, for the Commonwealth champion Lerone Richards. British title also on the line here. So that if that's the case, Clark has got to really dominate from here on.
Oh, good right hand from Clark.
That's better.
Still looks nice and composed, mind Richard. I think he's finding some of these things a little bit uncomfortable, but the expression on his face never changes. Always looks focused and nice and relaxed. Maybe too relaxed at times. Good jab.
It's almost exclusively been body shots that Clark's tried to throw in his attack.
But they're good scoring punches, aren't they? That's all the same. Nice little uppercut there from Clark. Richard's got to start turning him now when he gets him on the ropes, because Clark's finding a way to work away when they're in close, which he couldn't do in the early rounds. Lovely jab there from Richards, and a left hand. That's good, clever work.
Trace of a smile on the face of Richards when he starts putting his combinations together.
That's good work from Clark there, just before he missed with that shot. He landed with 4 punches.
Huge effort from Clark. Good shot. And a buzz from the Birmingham crowd. Oh, well done. Clark celebrates as though he's won the round, and Barry agrees.
Legs out. Breathe. Listen to me. This king cannot beat you. The only person that can beat you now is you. If you stop doing what you're doing right. You got me? Don't forget to jab. Championship bed, baby, come on. In the abdomen, close the range, and then work underneath. Work underneath. You got me? He doesn't want to know. So you're short left hook. Championship round. Needs to do more now. Needs to do more. Let's go.
Second round. Round 10.
3 rounds to go. Lennox Clark winning the last, narrowing the gap. It's still Richards' fight to lose, you'd think. But if Clark wins everything from here on in, it's going to be interesting.
Oh, it's lovely from Richards there. Oh, good work.
Letting the punches go now.
Whipping him up, isn't he, as well there, those uppercuts. And that's the problem for Clark. He can't let up. He has to keep that high intensity, and it's so difficult in a fight where he's pushed the pace throughout. shot there from Richards.
Tremendous support for Clark. Certainly no lack of effort.
Oh, good shot.
Again, thuds in that right hand to the body.
Yeah, I think it was blocked, to be fair. Good effort, but he's not landing with any of those shots there, Clark.
Only glancing blows at best.
Oh, landing with those though. Good work.
This is where he wants to be, and he's getting the better.
Oh, good right hander there from Richards.
And he knows it. Stopped Clark in his tracks.
The effort from Clark's been tremendous, but you can see how tired he is now.
Clark's corner imploring him to work, throw more punches.
Good from Richards there, 1-2 little step out.
Oh, what a good round. Massive effort from Clark, but he just couldn't sustain it for the full 3 minutes.
And I think that was it, you know. I don't think he's not going to get the rewards he deserves for the effort, for me.
They're trying to rev him up, trying to say that Richards can't live with the pace. But I think it's Clark, through his own efforts, who's tiring perhaps the more visibly.
Yeah, because look at the combinations Richards getting off there. I don't think that would have happened in the earlier rounds when Clark was a little bit sharper. And some great work there from Richards and great effort from Clark. You know, you've got to give him an A star for the effort and the pushing the pace throughout.
Let's go. Up, yeah, up.
Seconds out. Round 11.
4 rounds, Barry's cushion in Lerone Richards' favour. Steve Gray, Marcus McDonnell, and sitting just in front of us, Terry O'Connor, the 3 men who are sitting in judgment of this one.
Look at this again though from Clark, straight out, straight on the chest there of Richards, and looking to try and work away.
Still he comes, Clark. Richards happy to backpedal and fight in reverse.
They got through the right hand there over the top there, did Clark.
His bravery has been tremendous.
Shot. And Richards moving well, but he's not. Oh, I was going to say not throwing enough punches, but then
Through a quality
a
one
lovely
there.
combination.
And another double up on the jab beautifully.
But it's Clark looking to work when they're in close. He blocked that shot there, Clark. shot there again.
Richards is trying to keep Clark off. Clark lands a big right hand and a left.
It's been a good round for Clark, hasn't it?
Yep.
To this point, of course.
Clark needs to find a way to let his punches go in this last 10 seconds. Needs an eye-catching finish to the round.
But the lack of the jab here from Richards is allowing Clark to get so close to him, and then he's the one being more effective of the two.
Clark celebrates, confident that he's taken it.
Have you got it in? No. You tired? No, I'm alright. He doesn't want it!
Well done, sir.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Head, head. Don't get sloppy. Don't get stiff-legged.
Your
Get
time.
the head moving, fast moving. Bump, bump. Then get in underneath. Yeah? What did we were going to get there? Work.
Right, man.
You don't stop this round.
Okay, your time, man.
Coming up, you get your action. Stand up. This round. Come on, come on.
So last 3 minutes. Barry's got it by 3 rounds to the Commonwealth champion and would-be British champion Lerone Richards. A lot of those rounds have been close though, and Clark has been the one who's been the aggressor. Last 3 minutes.
Nice, lovely long left hand there from Richards. It's amazing when it's the last round how much focus you can get. I don't know what happened there. I thought he turned in quite well.
Turned it, but then couldn't land the punch having done so. Good right hand from Clark.
And again as well, doubled it up.
And that's taken the spring out of Richards' stride. Birmingham crowd are right behind the local favourite, and he is coming on strong.
Richards needed to fire back and move rather than hold. He was looking to hold and then got caught with shots.
Well, you heard the Clark corner saying just get out there for 3 minutes and work, work, work all the way, because he doesn't want it. Of course Richards does want it, but Clark is steaming in and putting the pressure on. Tough fight, Barry.
Yeah, it's turned into a tough fight, hasn't it? And I thought Clark tried so hard a couple of rounds ago. I thought he maybe might have run out of gas, but he's filled up the tank tonight because he's finishing really strong. Oh, nice uppercut there from Richards. Nice work again there from Lerone Richards. Lennox Clark got a bite on that gum shield now. Give one big last push.
So we come now towards the last 30 seconds. And Clark is producing a stirring effort in there. Trying to keep the pressure on Richards right up to the final bell. Surely going to go the distance now, this one. It's looked that way for a long time, in all honesty.
Richards got 10 seconds now to keep his back off the ropes.
Both of them have given absolutely everything. Clark thinks he's won it, Richards thinks he's won it. Barry's given the last round to Lennox Clark. On Barry's card, Clark has fallen short, and Richards will still be the Commonwealth champion and now the British champion, but it's not by a wide margin. We've seen split decisions already here tonight, and Clark produced a tremendous effort against a man who technically is surely the better fighter, but what a huge effort from the local man.
Yeah, he is, and I just... The one glaring thing for me, obvious thing for me, was the lack of a jab from Richards for the most part of the fight, but also one of the qualities from Lennox Clark, just seeing some good work here at the end of the fight, was how he adapted his feet. And he closed the distance, because at the first round, he couldn't get near Richards. His feet were too wide, that front foot was too far away, he was overreaching, but he adjusted it, and he bit on that gum shield literally from round 4, and just kept piling forward. And Richards outboxed him for most parts of the fight, but as the fight went on, I think Clark was having a lot more success, and it makes it what looked like was going to be a landslide for Richards, a very, very close fight in the end.
Alan Smith, Richards' trainer, came across a little bit nervously and asked how you'd got it there, Barry, while you were speaking, and I said that he'd got it, but not by very much. A few jeers from the Richards supporters as Clark continues to celebrate. Meanwhile, we wait to see how the judges have got it. Thomas is just reaching over to get the sheet now, and I think we have got the verdict. So, is it going to be Richards to retain his Commonwealth title and win the vacant British title, or will Lennox Clark make it a Birmingham celebration? The man from Halesowen, has he done enough? Here's Thomas Treiber, and I think he's just checking something. No, we're not quite ready yet. He's double checking with the board officials, which would tell me that it's a close one, this, Barry.
It usually means that, but not always the case. But it felt close at the end, didn't it? It really did, and great effort to both.
I think we're ready now. The fighters are in centre ring with Howard Foster, the referee, and Thomas Treiber is about to tell us who's won.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards, and we have a split decision. Judge Marcus McDonald scores it 115 to 113 in favor of Lennox Clark. Judge Steve Gray scores it 117 to 112 in favor of Lerone Richards. And Judge Terry O'Connor scores it 116 to 113 for your winner, and now both the Commonwealth and British super middleweight champion, Lerone Sniper the Boss Richards.
Two of the judges agreeing with us. Bitter disappointment for Lennox Clark, who really thought that he'd done enough. Big celebrations from the Richards camp, but it was close. Marcus McDonald scoring it for Lennox Clark, but Steve Gray and Terry O'Connor both going for Lerone Richards, who's now the Commonwealth and the British champion. The Clark corner are not one little bit happy, but that's how we scored it. Lerone Richards is the champion.